Hello, Collective. Welcome back to the channel. And I have a message for my Scorpios. This is going to be for October 2025, heading into November. So yeah, let's get a message, and I'll be doing a Celtic cross to talk about what's going on with you as far as your current situation, your challenges, things you need to focus on, your past, things that you are strong in, your near future, advice, environment, hopes and fears, and your potential outcome. Okay. All right. Heavenly Spirit, thank you so much for this message. Keep it light and bright. Therapist Spade, thank you so much for being here. Archangel Michael, please protect my mind and the minds of the collective. Make the space clean. Saint Germain, please transform any negative energy, positive energy, and light. Thank you. All right, your overall energy for the spread is going to be the Knight of Wands. Okay. All right. For your current energy, in your current situation, you have the Seven of Wands. Okay. So very kind of defensive kind of energy here. Okay. Looks like you're in the midst of I don't want to say just yet. And your challenge is going to be the Hanged Man. I think Pisces energy here. As far as your focus is Eight of Pentacles, mastery, mastering something that you may be working on here. For your past, recent past, you have the Star in reverse. Okay. There's like a sense of hopelessness or reluctance to heal something, Scorpio. If this is resonating for you, this might not resonate with all Scorpios. If you have Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or even Venus, strong placements, you may resonate with this message or not. Currently, you may not resonate. Maybe it's something you might benefit from hearing, however. So thank you for being here. In your strength, you have Temperance. Interesting. Sagittarius energy. Okay. Talks about being fair and balanced, joining things, mending things, things being right, balance. Okay. In your near future, you're going to have the Page of Cups. Talks about sweet offerings, love offerings, something, maybe a message from the universe, maybe from your soul, maybe soul guidance, or an intuitive message, maybe even you could see it like that. In your vice, you have the Six of Swords, which we know is moving on to calmer waters. After a battle or conflict, you see a way to move past that, regardless if you won or not. In your environment, you have the Devil. Okay. This is your environment. This is what surrounds you. This is where you currently find yourself, somewhere kind of toxic. So this could be a work situation. This could be a relationship, Scorpio. This could be a mindset. It's toxic. Okay. In your hopes and fears, you have the King of Wands. Okay. Somebody very powerful, somebody very passionate, that has drive, that the go getter, a self starter that inspires others, that, can rally people behind them. Okay. Somebody that wields their power with authority and respect and mindfulness. Okay. Very passionate, very, very abundant in ideas and inspiration and the planning of things. Okay. And in your potential outcome, you have the Six of Wands. Victory. Doesn't get a whole lot better than that, Scorpio. Okay. I do want to get some clarification on some things here. Scorpio, if this is resonating with you, please comment below. Your current situation, you got that Seven of Wands, which is a very defensive energy, and your challenge is the Hanged Man, which talks about looking at things from a different perspective. In some old decks, the Hanged Man is also called the Traitor, that I learned about. I didn't know that. Um, or you could even say the scapegoat if somebody is kind of like putting everything on them. Because a lot of people were called traitors that were really taking the fall, the brunt of the backlash for the thoughts of many people, but they were just the ones that kind of got, you know, scapegoated or made example of or called out versus the many, many, many others who did and thought the same things. Okay. But the Hangman does talk about kind of changing your perspective of the way things are or seem, maybe seeing things through others' eyes, even is what I'm hearing. Because right after that, you do have the Eight of Pentacles and the Star in reverse in your um, focus and your past or energy that you might be leaving behind. So you want to master this non healing, this hopeless kind of energy, maybe. So you may feel like you are fighting against the world, it kind of feels like, or defending yourself against something or someone or a situation, but maybe in actuality, you have already won or this battle is over, kind of what I'm getting, and you're fighting against something seeming like it took you a lot of effort to get over, that you are fighting against this feeling of hopelessness, or you're not wanting to really face whatever this past situation is. Um, like you don't even want to admit that it hurt at all, kind of in a way, even if you did win, or if it was a stalemate or whatever. You're very defensive about the whole situation. Like you don't even want to really look at it for what it is. And it feels like you need to work on and really focus on and master working on that. Basically, is what I'm getting. You need to look at the situation and really go through it and see and feel and call it what it was. If it hurt, it hurt. If you lost, you lost. If you won, you won. If it was a draw, and it was what it was, it happened, and you can still move forward from that. Okay. You don't have to be defensive, okay, about that because you do have the temperance card in your strength. So being fair and, excuse me, confirmation, being fair and balanced is something that I see that you are good at naturally. And attributing, you know, blame or accountability shouldn't be an issue for you. Okay. And likewise, what came out of the situation or what was lost in the situation should also come easy to you as well. There's no point in, gaslighting yourself into saying that, it was no big deal or, you didn't lose anything because you're very defensive, obviously. So a person that didn't lose anything or isn't a big deal wouldn't have this energy of being defensive, okay, and not willing to even, you know, talk about it, look at it, or anything. So let's work on that because you have the strength supporting it to do that. And in the future, you're going to have a sweet offering. You're going to have um, new insight, maybe, or feels almost like a message on the wind, like a from spirit, or telling you something for you as very a secret, may of some sort, maybe, or almost like a kudos, like good job, or you've gained something that feels very, I don't want to say small because it's not small. It's very fragile, okay? Because it means something to you more so than anybody else. So it's not, something that you're going to be able to brag off. It's not a badge or a pin you would pin on yourself to say, hey, I look what I've been through, look what I've endured, look what I've won. It's something that your soul and your spirit holds that it should be proud of. And it's, spirit saying, well done. It's kind of what I'm looking at here. Because moving on, you know, there's nothing to be ashamed about that at all. Okay. And moving away from this, whatever it was, is nothing to be ashamed of. But I see your environment is the devil, something toxic. It's either your mindset. It feels like a mindset kind of thing, honestly. Feels like it's all kind of coming from you in a way. It's nothing that, and if it's not, if it is an actual environment like a workplace or a relationship, I don't think you would have a problem letting it go because you have that six of swords right here in your advice. You have the temperance in your strength. Okay. And if you letting this go or leaving this job or this relationship is what you feel is proof that you've lost something and that is unacceptable to you, think about what you would lose by staying in this toxic kind of and um, dynamic, whatever it is. If it's a mindset, if it's a job, it's a person that you're in a relationship. If you letting that go and that mindset go, that person or the job go, feels like you are losing something that's admitting that you know lost out on something or you don't have as much. Spirit is asking you to look at it differently and that this needs to be healed, this way of looking at it, because you staying in it is going to ultimately be worse in the long run. Okay. And this King of Wands is it no, excuse me, this King of Wands energy here and your hopes and fears tells me that you want to be a person that can wield this authority, this power to change things, to shift not only your perspective, but the perspective of others. This is something that you want to be able to do, okay? To have this victory, okay? It's about, to me, it feels like it's very much about an inner power that you have that is not easily recognized by others. So it feels like a quiet power, which may not feel as satisfaction. You don't might not have the satisfaction as much because it's not as flashy of a kind of magic. This temperance is really what it is. Okay, but this is magic too. This is alchemy. Okay, being able to shift and transform this situation, this energy, into something else where even everybody's happy very gracefully. This is a beautiful type of magic. Okay, it might not be as flashy as Avada Kedavra or whatever, or, something that has a clear winner and loser, but it's still very powerful and very delicate and graceful. And again, I get that delicate kind of fragile. Delicate is even better of a word for this page of cups here. It's a very delicate touch to resolve a situation where everybody comes out happy. And, that's a beautiful thing, actually, when I think about it. A person that can resolve a conflict and still, you know, you gain even more respect and more kind of admiration, even with the people that you were in conflict with, have even more respect for you, and they have also kept their level of respect too. That's amazing. That's an amazing thing because a lot of people don't know how to do that or are incapable of even picturing what that looks like. That a conflict can come out where everybody is a winner, but there are cases of that. So that's what the King of Wands is able to do. And this is a very victorious energy. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be able to get to that point. So I do want to get some clarifications on this defensive energy that you find yourself in. Okay. Yeah. Defensive. Okay. Aha. We got the star. Got 6 of Wands and victory. See? It's funny. So even in to clarify your current energy, you still have that healing that is important that you can do because that's going to be the way to win. You inherently, on some level, know that being in this defensive kind of state that people are maybe are afraid to approach you or even, saying move on past it if the conflict is over, is not going to be good in the long run. And to have victory, you need to heal from it and to, rise above it and, calm, be cool. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And that this 9 of Wands in reverse even further kind of enforces that about, being so defensive and paranoid or feeling like people are out to get you and just to chill and, breathe. And, that struggle is over, so you can, put down your weapon, put down your shield. Okay. So yeah, that really clarifies that hangman as well, and the star, um, and the 8 of Pentacles is something you need to master. The temperance again as well, because it's like, yeah, it's just the grace of knowing when to, parlay. We know we have a peace treaty. We're in, things have cooled down, and there's peace right now. They're not always at war. When conflicts happen, they happen, and we should be able to move past them. Okay, is what I'm getting. And this is pretty much the message of your read, Scorpio. That whatever conflicts you have, if it's a specific one, in the future, being able to know when it's over is important, and to move past this toxic kind of energy. I think this person will always be your enemy, or this person or this place will always be this, because things can change. You have that King of Wands energy here, saying that you have the power to change the way that people view and look at things, so yeah, I love that. Yeah. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have the 5 of Wands. It's about conflict. And that's really what I'm seeing that this message is about, Scorpio. If this message resonates for you, please comment below because I don't feel like I need to even go any farther in this one. Yeah, Scorpio. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for joining me at Alchemical Arcana Tarot, and I'll leave it there, and I'll catch you in the next video.